We have hit the record button and we're letting it rock. Yo, what up? How's it going, man?
It's going pretty good.
That is
Got home from
good.
locals a little early today, so I
And
could finally make one of these.
nice. How do we do?
It was actually for Vanguard, went 2-1.
Went 2-1. Nice. Did you yell at him, buddy fight go or whatever you have to yell in those weeb games? Or
No, but it was kind of sad because it was our last tournament since we have no product.
oh no, it was a fair and they're just not. They just can't get more.
We haven't had it for years, so it's
Rough.
My Hero is taking over, so it's now every Monday for us.
Yeah, I guess it's my hero night then, huh?
Yep.
Rough. I really am crying. I don't. You can't hear it, and stream can't see it, but it's just the tears are bushing down my face about playing my hero. Anywho, this is a deck doctor. Let's get it. For anybody who doesn't know, basically what's gonna happen is Sarner is going to give me the elevator pitch on his awesome Death Snipe deck, and we're going to go through and we're just gonna chat about it. We're gonna see what I can do to maybe polish this awesome deck and make it even better. So while you do that, I'm gonna toss some cards into your sideboard that we can just chat about options wise. Go ahead and take us off. What's hit me with the attack lineup. What's the elevator pitch for what's going on with this awesome Snipe deck?
So Snipe definitely wants all ranged all the time. Force your opponent to make bad decisions of always eating damage. Float combo just shares all of his symbols, so it's 4 of in all the builds in my eyes. Aoyama's got some really fun stuff with ranged. Detonation launcher is fun because it's all mid and high except for charge and other launchers. And then my goal for the death build, because I have a build for all 3 symbols, is a longer drawn out game.
Mm-hmm.
And control my opponent down just while pinging them to death.
Okay, I love that. Doing a little more looking. You said that you want this game to be over fast. You said you want this one to be drawn out. I missed it.
This one's gonna be slow and drawn out.
Okay. I love that.
It's not chaos where I get all the free card draw and all of the free attacks that I want.
Right. Okay. And then foundation wise, what do you got going on there?
So keen observation is our main 0, because Snipe actually does deal a lot of effect damage.
Mm-hmm.
So it's just free extra damage for when I need to close out games. Tight-lipped, just more damage if I need it, plus it's a 1 mid. Mediator, because I am playing Evil Gaze, which is good both defensively and offensively, so I can get -3 speed and block thanks to Evil Gaze.
Right.
Arrogant Disposition's a 6 check. Shock Absorption is more speed hate in the spam slots. Struggling with Studies is extremely fun when I can block with Naval Laser Beam during combo turns.
Yes.
And just pick it back up and re-throw it down.
Right.
A couple copies of Night Watch in case I have Evil Gazes in my discard, so I can cancel out some important enhances. Super Regen, it helps me live long enough. I'm at 20 health. I need as much health gain as I can get. Glamorous to either give myself speed if I need it, and ready up or re-flip up stuff like First Day of Class. Anything I've committed with Tight-Lipped, Keen Observation. First Day of Class, like, Snipe is actually, what I've found in the Chaos build, is surprisingly defensive, and First Day of Class helps you keep up your foundations.
Right.
And sometimes you won't even respond to ready it back up. You'll just commit it and then ready it back up during your opponent's turn.
Yeah, because that's the response after combat phase begins. Ready one foundation. Man, what a good one. That one's so good.
The interview helps make checks early with its first form, or it's a 6 check, and I can also use it to make blocks easier to check.
Right.
Mall Day is really just Deadlock.
Ooh, okay.
Enhance, because surprise if I'm trying to drag the game out long, if my opponent just goes into deadlock on their own for some reason,
Mm-hmm.
being able to add that momentum can help either heal me with naval laser charge or activate naval laser beam.
Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah. Yeah.
graceful maneuvers is some nice speed hate, especially later on in my chains or in my block chains. Excited for Blood is the same as Super Regen, but is also a nice card draw.
Right.
And then it's a set 2 character, so aiming for number 1 just makes sense.
Makes sense to me. Makes sense to me. All right. So I've tossed some cards into our sideboard that we got to talk about. First and foremost, I know it doesn't have our keyword, but Cheerful Uppercut. You said the interaction with Naval Laser Beam. I feel the exact same way as I do about Naval Laser Beam as I do about Cheerful Uppercut. And I've said on the stream a couple times tonight, I keep seeing all these cool Death, Water, Chaos decks that are bringing me these Breaker 2 cards, and Cheerful Uppercut does a very similar thing, specifically with Struggling with Studies, of stuffing that card pool. It is sticky balls on a block, right? Like they can't do anything about it as long as you can block. And so like this feels really, really good. Also, it has another momentum use of more damage. Even though we don't get the burn off of Snipe, we do get, like, I mean, it's a 5 low for 8 if I poked you, you know? And that just, like, that feels really good. That feels good.
Yeah, that never came across my mind, mostly due to the fact that I didn't have any. Like, I hadn't fully looked at everything.
Yeah.
But I do actually have a couple that I could use.
Okay. Yeah, I think honestly, just taking what's our deck count out currently? We're at 60 even. We could take it, just put this in at a 1 of, put our attack count up to 20 and feel fine. It's just a hand trap, right? If not, we take Laser Beam and bring it down to a 3 of. But this card is as aggressive in our deck as it is defensive. This is one of our main kill conditions of flip. It says 5 mid for 8. If they block it, bad stuff happens, right?
Yeah, no, that makes sense. And I'm perfectly fine with chunky decks. Like,
yeah,
I've got friends playing 70 plus All Might and Endeavor decks.
Oof, that's real chunky. I love it. Acid Fling. How you feel about this card?
I haven't gotten to really test this build out much, but it was a 4-check, 2 low. So with it, I had at least 6 of each block zone in my attacks.
Yeah.
And then, again, more deadlock if I need to just get this card out of here, or a free momentum if I need it.
Right. Oh yeah, I hit a big yawn. The only card that I could see maybe we wanted to put in here instead is maybe like an Exploding Pride. This card has a lot of control options. It hits just as hard as Acid Fling, but doesn't flow quite as well. It is a different block, which like you cared about, which I get. But being able to burn them for their momentum means that like they're not allowed to take momentum against you, which means that your character that like can't really that your character that already punishes them for taking it, they because of instant shiny flash, like they don't get it. You're just like, no, you just don't get to play with momentum, which is what I think like ranged death does exceptionally well. Like we've got Exploding Pride as well as Panache Naval Blast, which just hits like a truck. Flip a Foundation, it's a 5 mid for, or 6 mid for 6. That's a great stat lineup on a 5 diff, like insane. Not to mention, if blocked, we do this. Or sorry, completely blocked, we do this. Like it feels very, very good.
Yeah, I even forgot about looking at the promos from Plus Ultra 2.
Yeah.
So, like, even like, I think the new Aoyama one promo still has death.
Yeah, it does have death, and its ability is like a little weird because it like adds a card up to your pool, which is like fine if you're Mina, or I'm assuming Ayama too. As of time of recording, we don't know what that character does. Wink. But it's it
is more momentum hate.
Yeah.
Which is kind of interesting.
And then my last question is, how manly do you feel? Gale Force Punch is an insane card. It is very, very good for forcing a lot of it's very, very good at controlling, right? It's very good at saying, yo, I'm going to pop your best foundation on your board when I'm a little behind, even one foundation behind, right? I'll pop that thing, and then it says your next Fury gets +5 damage, which if you're playing like Exploding Pride, now it's a 4-low for 8. They have to deal with it. They have to. The only big thing is pay 3 health is a lot when it comes to a 20 health character, but like pop 3 feels, or pop a free foundation just feels good. It's a good feeling.
So I was actually thinking about it because in my Chaos build I already play 2 checks, and I
Right.
actually really enjoy 2 checks.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't mind trying it out at least.
Yeah, I think
This is supposed to be a controlling deck anyways.
yeah. The only issue is as a control deck, if you check the 2 early, you lose, right? Because like you can't recover enough, and so maybe safety 3s with like all these breaker blocks and the stuff, the add to card pool block. I'll use the word clog. The breaker blocks and the clog blocks, like might just do like a better job of slowing the game down rather than selective destruction. And we already have like triple apathetic in the sideboard. We've got evil gaze to do popping. This is just like a bonus thought that maybe like if this gets boring or you don't love detonation launcher, right? You just toss in triple Gale Force Punch and be like, yo, I'm just gonna go off to the races, you know?
I mean, I'm crazy enough to play 4 double front beatdown and 2 of the new SR and Deku 2. So
Let's
I'm
go.
okay with trying that.
Let's tight. If we were to put in Gale Force Punch, I would just cut the detonation launchers.
Yeah, just 1-for-1 swap.
Yeah. You in?
I'm gonna try detonation launcher first, but I'll definitely keep those in the sideboard.
Love it. Love it. Love it. Love it. Okay. On to asset action. Evil Gaze is great. Since we're playing Death, we might want to play the Trishik Cape. I didn't put it in because I suck. Go to the end here.
And it
Scroll.
does go really well with ranged. I don't know why I forgot that.
Goes really, really well with ranged, and it says that when you flip your $160 XR Excited for Bloods, you get to unflip them.
I honestly am tempted to buy those at some point.
Yeah, they're pretty good. They feel pretty
I've
cool.
only got 1 ultra rare right now,
Mhm.
but I still have boxes coming in the mail at some point.
At some point, this is probably a 4 of because you said it's a control deck, and so we need the extra 16 health. We need to be a 36 health character if we can. And even if it's not necessarily the draw cards, but you're allowed to draw cards every attack that you play. Every attack. If they take the damage, you draw because they took damage. And if they completely block, they lose the health, and so you draw. And so this card is always going to be live on every attack that you play. And so I think it needs to be a 4 of. I hate to say it, I think it has to be.
Oh, I'm okay with that. And actually thinking about it, if I just get lucky and mill an attack out of their deck, I can also draw off of it.
100%. 100%. In order to make room for this, I think we're going to cut Night Watch down to a 1 of. We're only playing 4 actions, and so seeing 2 of it sucks. And having
That's
1 of
fair.
it on the board is just like a fine number, and we gotta keep this down relatively low, right? 60.
Yeah, like I don't want to be
65
the 70 card player.
is the highest that
but-
we can go. So continue on. Foundation wise, forcing surrender is not in your deck at all. Any particular reason?
Mostly for the response, but I can definitely understand wanting it for the enhance at times. I think
Have you fought against
It was-
Moneta ever? Moneta 2.
I actually have not. Some of my friends have actually torn apart their Medita 2 decks before they fought me because they did not think it was fun.
Fun to play as or fun to play against? Both?
Play as
Probably both.
both.
This card lets you, against Moneta 2, actually get to play the game in string. If it's not in your main board, it has to be in your sideboard. It just has to be, and that sucks. But it's just the way the world works. Like I think like a 2 of is the right number. How do you feel about League Interview?
I've been having a lot of fun and success with it in Chaos.
I love
so
it.
I'm having high hopes for it in Death.
I think this is a 0, 1, or 2 of card. It's never more than that. The only time that I could ever see it being played at more of is if you're playing something that starts as a 6 difficulty. And so you want to see it early so that when you mill your 2, then check a 5, you don't commit an extra one. You're not playing any 6 difficulties. And so all this says is on the first move that I do, if I check my 3, I actually checked a 4. And if it was a 5 diff, I just commit the league interview. Right? Like it counts as the +2 to the check.
Yeah. I think they're also really nice for the block response.
That's true. But we have things like Struggling with Studies and Mediator and Arrogant Disposition and Shock Absorption and Graceful Maneuvers all for blocking defense that we don't necessarily need +1 to the check accidentally, right?
Fair.
We've got so much speed here that, like, this is
And
fun.
this still gives me 6 checks in the deck, so...
Yeah. Where's the other 4?
The Arrogant Dispositions.
Oh, good point. Okay, so we're up to 64. I love that. What else? Love Keen. We got to keep it. Oh, we're not playing latent skills.
Yeah, it was hard to find room for it in the
Yeah.
end, really, when I was first building it. That's really all it came down to.
Difficulty? What's our 2 slots look like? Night Watch, Super Regen, Glamorous, First Day, League, Mall Day. How do you feel about Mall Day?
Haven't gotten to play with it. I'm
Okay.
wanting to try it out, but I'm fine tossing it into the side if we need to.
I think this card is really interesting. Adding this card to your card pool face up or face down is one hell of a cost. This cost is so high. I think like literally only Tokoyami and Mina get to play this card. And that sucks. That sucks. I kind of want to take out these 2 to put in like double latent skill or maybe like double nervous habit. Because I think
That makes
nervous
sense for
habit
me.
being able to like make this like start at 5 mid for 6. So then it's like a 7 mid for 8 for paying 2 health and flipping 2 cards. Like, great. That feels wonderful. That feels so good.
Yeah, no, let's do it.
Okay. Toss them all days. We'll put in nervous habit at the 2 of. If you feel like you're still having an issue killing people via damage, what you should look at is Brute Strength. Pay a health, gets a damage. Destroy a foundation, your attack is +1 damage. This does 2 things. Number 1, it puts on your extra numbers, right? Extra stats. Yeet your board and swing. And it also gives you the hidden ability that Bakugo has. That is, if I don't want to be in deadlock, I'm not going to be in deadlock. I'll just start destroying my foundations on my turn, on your turn, on the person sitting next to me's turn, in order to get myself into a 10 foundation board state, and now your deadlocks are turned off. Because our deadlocks are fine, right? Like our big one is Treshik and Evil Gaze. And I actually want to put Treshik up to a 2 of. What does that do with our numbers? Actually puts us to 65. I think this card has so much stock in our deck. Just unflipping this card for free is messed up.
Yeah, I mean, I've already been playing Death Ojiro with Super Regen
Yeah.
with the same thing, and adding Excited for Blood just gives me more targets.
Yes. And unless you unflip Forcing Surrender, man, this card's so good. So like being able to unflip this card and this card, and then Naval Laser Beam gets to unflip this card. Poof. So crazy good. You're gonna have so much health. And the other cool thing about this deck, you ready, is you get to sideboard into Toga if you want to.
Don't give me crazy ideas that I love.
I mean, you get to sideboard into Toga if you want to, right? Like Toga just says lose a health to the thing. Neat. This character's like has like a little more defense on my opponent's board because on my opponent's turn because I get to re-ready that card, right? The response. But like, it's neat. It's very cool.
Full aggressive, I can just go into Toga.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go pull out a Toga in a little bit.
Have fun. Besides that, I liked what your sideboard was. Apathetic. You're only gonna play 1 spooky. Don't play 2. You're fine. Someone with style. Once again, I wish we could find room for latent skill. This card just makes our deck so much faster when it needs to be faster. I know you said you want to play a longer game, but sometimes you're forced in these situations where, like, yo, if I could discard these 2 foundations and find at least 1 attack, I think I kill you. It's good. It's nice to have that on the board.
Yeah, I love latent skill. It's just deck is so tight as is.
Yeah.
And we're at 65 cards.
The latent skill slot is actually excited for blood, but that card might just be better because you're actually going up a resource as opposed to like cycling the 2. And so there's something to think about.
I mean, I don't have 4 excited for blood just yet, so that's an easy
There it is.
tech slot at that point.
Yeah, just keep it in there for now. You've only got the 2?
I've actually only got 1 right now.
Okay.
But I plan on, if we get those boxes in and don't have enough, I'll just spend the money on them.
Fair enough. Fair enough. Hey, unfunstuff.com. Use code TamCardwell. Get the 5% off. Hit with it.
I mean, I gotta support either you or Alliteration.
Good point.
My,
you know,
buy only 2 subs on Twitch too.
Buy 1 from me and buy 1 from Alliteration. Right? Use both codes. Help both both gomies out.
That's a good idea.
Yeah, love that. Love that. All in all, I think this deck looks good, man. I think it looks fun, and I'm excited to see what your Snipe does.
I'm excited to try out a different build from the
chaos one
I've been wrecking on my friends.
Love it. Love it. Love it. Anything you vehemently disagree with that I've added into your awesome deck?
Not at all, actually. I'm thinking, depending on Cheerful Uppercut, if I have enough fun with it, I might just bump it up to 2.
Fair. I don't know. Oh, man, I mean, 21 attacks in your 65 card deck, 66 card deck. I mean, that should be fine. Yeah, you're technically on a little low on the attack end at the moment, anyways. But like, I'm expecting the burn to hit just a little bit as well as like there's a bit of draw here. So like, it should be fine.
Yeah, I'll figure something out.
Yeah. And then also the Gale Forces, because
those will be in the side for when I'm like, you know what, Detonation Launcher doesn't do enough.
Right.
I'll cite 1 more league interview for when I do that.
Love it. All right, man. Well, I'm gonna get you out of here. Thank you for the support over on Patreon. I appreciate it.
Hey, no problem. Even if I've missed out on couple months of Deck Doctors, I don't mind the money.
Hey, thanks, man. That makes you feel good. That makes you feel like I was worth it. With that, we'll get you out of here. Wait around so I can get you the deck, and we'll see you next time.
Have a good one.
Peace.